Hey, howdy! Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another episode in my questions series. It's going to be an unedited video. So, if everything ends up going absolutely crazy and bonkers, surprise, you get to see it all. But yeah, so for those of you guys who do not know what this show is, I got this book from Target a couple of months ago. I'll be opening it up. Every single page has 15 questions, and I'm just going to flip through it, answer the 15 questions, maybe have a deep conversation, maybe overshare with random strangers on the internet. Who knows? We're going to figure it out. But anyways, let's flip to a random page, shall we? Going somewhere towards the end of the book. And today we're going to be answering questions 2,221 through 2,235. Let's dive right into this. So, the first question, what do you think the female version of James Bond should be called? I'm thinking Janet, and then it could still, the last name could still be Bond, in my opinion, because I think that Janet Bond is still a really cool name. So I'm gonna say Janet Bond. Next question. What should we take measure of that we currently don't? Let's talk about things that we should record. This is not even remotely close to being the same question, and because I'm not entirely sure what this question is asking, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this. I wish that pretty much every single app had a feature that was similar to the Spotify Wrapped. Every year at the end of the year, I get my Spotify Wrapped and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is so fun. And I wish other apps had it. So YouTube, get on that. I want a YouTube Wrapped. At the end of the year, tell me which YouTubers I've watched the most of. Tell me, which YouTubers I've watched the least of, stuff like that. Tell me, whatever my genres or topics of videos that I watch is. It'd be cool. So I'm just gonna write down Spotify Wrapped equivalents. Next question. What would you do if you found out you had a sibling you never met? This is probably terrible, but if I found out I had a sibling I never met, right, and I don't have a way of contacting them, I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. And I know that that's terrible, but at this point I've lived 20 years of my life and they haven't been a part of it, and I don't need to go track somebody down and try to make them a part of my life or anything like that, because the big thing is, if I was 14 or something like that, and I got introduced to an older sibling who was 20 years old or something like that, I would be like, yeah, that's kind of cool. That's interesting. But at this point in my life, I'm going into my own adulthood, and I'm going to be, trying to hopefully make my own family 4 or 5 years from now. I don't know if I want to complicate things and potentially meet somebody who could, I don't want to necessarily say change my life, but I don't know. I'm going to say avoid. Because I don't know if I showed the page in this video, they give you so little space to write your answers, it's not even funny. And every once in a while, there will be a question that I have a whole paragraph answer for. It's part of the reason I'm making these videos, instead of just writing them down. Next question. Have you ever caused a scene? If so, where? I can't remember any examples right now, but I'm sure in the past I definitely have. And I feel like one place that I probably definitely created a scene was, in, what's it called? I'm trying to remember if it was Taco Bell or McDonald's, but there was one time I was really pissed at one of my sisters because I don't remember exactly what it was. I think that I had ordered a burrito or something like that, and they messed up the order, and what's it called? They ended up giving us 2 of my sister's burritos, and because I was just having a man tantrum, I went off on her. But I was 14 at the time, so it was a while ago. I'm just going to say Taco Bell and hope that I remember that story if I'm ever going back through this book. Next question. Have you ever participated in a flash mob? Technically, and I hate it. What's it called? Back at the middle school that I used to go to, pretty much every single year, the teachers would have us do one of the popular trends. So we did the Andy's coming, and then everybody throws themselves to the ground. And then we did the mannequin challenge where you just stay in a pose for a long period of time. And then there was I think it was called the Harlem Shake or something like that. So we did all of those my 6th grade year, 7th grade year, and 8th grade year, and I hated it. Next question. If you could learn any language fluently, what would it be? I know Spanish is really similar to French and Italian, so I'd probably say Spanish, and then use that knowledge to hopefully teach myself the other languages. But if I'm wrong and it's the other way around, French can teach you Italian and Spanish or something like that, whoopsie daisy, I already wrote Spanish down, so that's my answer. Would you rather explore a new planet or the depths of the ocean? considering the stuff that happened with the submarine last year, I feel like exploring a new planet would low-key probably be safer. Because that being said, obviously, certain planets like gas giants and stuff like that, Jupiter has a gigantic storm on it. Probably not that safe to visit. But like, you go to Mars, I'm convinced Mars probably would not be the worst place ever to go. So I'm gonna put that down as my answer. How do you like your eggs? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the different terminology for eggs mean. I always just say over easy because that's what I was taught. So I'm gonna say over easy, but in reality, it might be sunny side up. It might be over medium. It might be hard boiled. It's definitely not hard boiled, but I do like hard boiled eggs, just not. Anyways, next question. Do you think unicorns ever existed, prehistorically or otherwise? I like to think that once upon a time unicorns did exist, but because of like, fossilization requires a lot of really oddly specific things to happen at the same time. So typically speaking, like back when the dinosaurs existed, there's a chance that there was like human life form and there was like other forms of life form that were similar to modern day animals. But because they didn't die in a very specific way to create fossils, we have no idea of knowing they existed. So I'm gonna say, yeah, 100% unicorns used to exist. Where do you think narwhals got their horns from? The doi? I'm kidding. Unless I'm not. Also, rhinoceroses exist. They're literally giant unicorns. What is special about your hometown? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I have an answer for that. I love my hometown, and it's great, but there's not a whole lot that's special about it. I could say the kind of cop-out answer, which is the sports complex is like one of the biggest sports complexes in Florida. So I'm gonna say sports complex, and then in specific, I'm actually writing down the name of the sports complex. I just don't know if I want to say it because I don't want to like dox myself a little bit. But yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. I played at that sports complex all the time, and that sports complex was so big it would hold like the national Quidditch championship and stuff like that. And then also it would have like lacrosse tournaments and like really big college baseball tournaments, and there would be like so many like hot college like dudes like randomly in the middle of March every year, and we were always like, why are there so many hot men just like taking up our entire city right now? And it was like, baseball tournament. Next question. Have you ever had a secret admirer? Yes. And it was really weird, and still to this day I'm like mad at my PE coach about this. When I was a freshman in high school, I went to this school that was like half middle school, half high school or whatever. So all the high schoolers kind of went to the same like classrooms as the middle schoolers and stuff like that. And there was a girl that was in 6th grade that had a massive crush on me, and she would constantly like send me like little secret admirer notes and a lot of like really cute stuff and like love letters and stuff like that. And it was really weird to me. I can never figure out who it was, and I was convinced it was somebody in my grade level because at the time I was like, probably somebody in my grade level that would make the most sense. And eventually I figured out who it was, and it was like a child. And one of the ways I kept getting these secret admirer notes was from my PE coach. Like my PE coach knew who my secret admirer was and kept giving me these notes, and he didn't once be like, by the way, this is just like a cute little thing from like a 6th grader, don't take it seriously or anything like that. And I think he genuinely was kind of like trying to play matchmaker between me and a literal child. And I'm like, dude, that's so weird. Like, he should have been telling her, like, dude, he's a high schooler, no go, stop that. But he didn't. And like, still to this day, I'm like, that's a little weird. But yeah, I did have a secret admirer, and it was kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Next question. Hold up, I could like add so much more stories to that. When I was in middle school and high school, I had a lot of secret admirers, and I've had 2 separate girls who kind of like stalked me in a sense, whose names were both Jordan. I think that's a very interesting thing. And then also, the first person I ever kissed was a girl named Jordan, but she was not one of the stalkers. She was a cool person. So I knew a lot of Jordans in high school, and some of them weren't great. But yeah, next question. What is the strangest thing someone might find under your bed? I actually currently don't really have a bed that you can put things under. I did recently in a video like last month. It's been probably like 5 months. I did cut out little like slots so I could put little cubbies under there. The weirdest thing you could probably find under my bed. I have One Direction perfume. Does that count? Do you want to see it? Hold up, I'll show you. Once again, this is unedited, so it's gonna be like a little awkward pause, but it says One Moment, One Direction. See, you guys thought I was joking. I was being dead serious. But yeah, I'm gonna put that as my answer because I don't really keep things under my bed. I don't know if I called it cologne or perfume. It's definitely perfume. I don't even remember why I have it, but I do for some reason. Next question. We got 3 more, by the way. This is the three question warning. I don't think I've ever done that before. I'm gonna start doing it though. Have you ever gotten stuck anywhere? If so, where? I think I got stuck in a sewer once, and for reference, I was intentionally in a sewer. Like, me and my friends used to crawl around in it, and there was a point where it gets a lot smaller, and I think that it's actually to like prevent alligators from crawling into these sewers and like going into the like retention pond that, you know, we were in. And we were just kind of kept going and kept going and kept going, and typically I'd be the person in the front, and then the 2 people behind me would be behind me, and what's it called, since I was being followed, and they just kind of kept going and kept going. When it started getting a lot smaller, I like made a comment like, hey, I think it's getting smaller, and they wouldn't listen to me. They were like, just keep going. And then I got to a point where like my shoulders were literally like, I was like this, and they kept like pushing behind me, and I was like, guys, stop, I'm stuck, I can't move, can you guys please stop? And I almost had a panic attack. I do want it to be known, at the time, I was like 10 at the time, maybe 9. So we were little kids. We were just having little fun adventures, and it was great. Kind of terrifying though. But yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and put sewer, and I will definitely remember that one because trauma. What's it called? 2 more questions. When was the last time you listened to the sound of your own breathing? Right now. Easy answer. I love it. And then the final question. Do you have a reoccurring New Year's resolution? Not overly. Like, I do think every single year I kind of have a goal to like try to save money, and for the most part it'll work relatively well for the first couple of months, and then like something will happen and I'll need to spend like $4,000 on my car, or I'll need to spend like, you know, $1,000 on a PC that I don't need, or like $600 on a PlayStation 2 I don't need. I said PlayStation 2, it's PlayStation 5. But either way, you get the point. I'll save up a bunch of money and then realize, I have plenty of money. I've always wanted this random thing. Let me buy this random thing. Or, like I mentioned, my car. Last year, I spent probably over about $6,000 on my car, give or take. Because, like, if you include gas, if you include insurance, and then I had a repair, that was about $3,000. Not $3,000. It was like $2,400 or something like that. And then the month before it, I had a $200 fix because I needed to get the AC fixed. And then I also had one that was like my mirror or something like that that I needed to replace. But yeah, that's all my questions for today. I feel like I went through those relatively quickly, but also not quickly enough because, no, I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, we nailed it. But yeah, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by checking it out. I love and appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bow, bow, bow.